Android Studio has a flexible Gradle-based build system and fast and feature-rich emulator. Android Studio is one of the most popular and powerful IDE with extensive testing tools and built-in support for Google platform, making it easy to integrate. Keeping this popularity in mind, we at Great Learning have come up with this tutorial on Android Studio. Before we get started, I want you to introduce you to Great Learning Academy, a free initiative by Great Learning. You can access over 200 plus courses with 1000 plus hours of free content on trending high demand domains absolutely free. Register now to complete the course and get your free certificate of completion. Check out the link in the description of the video below. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new updates on video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoyed this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, so make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on this video any queries or suggestions, and I will respond to your comments. Hello and welcome to this tutorial on Android Studio. In this tutorial, we will first talk about the overview of Android Studio. Then we will go through the installation process of JDK and Android Studio. Then we will create one sample project. And then we will do the IDE walkthrough along with the user interfaces. Then we will talk about the project structure. And finally, we will conclude our tutorial with virtual device. Now let's talk about the overview. Android Studio is the official IDE for Android app development. It's based on an IDE which is known as IntelliJ IDE, which is one of the powerful editors, and we usually use it when we are trying to implement Java. Android Studio enhances our productivity when we are building our applications because of its features, which help us to not utilize our time with the things that are already there, right? Android Studio provides those features. It has a flexible Gradle based system. What do you mean by this Gradle? It is something that we use for compiling, and we will talk about this more and more when we are doing a code walkthrough or when we are doing a walkthrough of our ID. It has an emulator, which is nothing but a look like your phone that helps us to see how our applications are running or how our application is running. And it is very fast and feature rich. It has extensive tools and frameworks. And when you're trying to make changes and you want to see how those changes are reacting on your application, and you don't want to restart your application, so that means you want something that is real time, that is also possible. Real time review is possible, so that you can check, okay, if you are making these changes, are these changes implemented or not? So this is all about an overview of Android Studio. Now let's talk about the installation process. So for installation, we will be downloading two things. One is the Android Studio and another is JDK, which is nothing but Java Development Toolkit, which is used basically when since we are going to use Java and in our backend. So that is why I'm going for JDK. If you're using Kotlin, then this is not required. So we'll use this the official website for downloading this JDK, and we will after that, once we have downloaded it, then we will be setting up our environment variables, that is the path and class path. So now when we are talking about this path and when we are talking about this JDK, why these two things are important? So when we talk about JDK, this is nothing but JRE, which is our Java runtime environment plus development tools, which includes our commands like Java C and Java, which are used for running and compiling our program. So JDK is basically JRE plus development tools. Now, what is this JRE? JRE is nothing but JVM plus some libraries which are required to run your program. Okay. So What is this JVM? This is nothing but Java virtual machine. Basically, this thing doesn't exist in reality. It is just an abstract thing which is used for executing your programs. Okay. So this is all about JDK. So basically, if you want to run your applications, huge applications, you require this JDK, right? The Java Development Toolkit. And this is the link that you guys will follow. And I will also show you the process of downloading this thing. Then once this is downloaded, we'll set up the environment variable, that is the path variable. I will also show you that thing, how to set this variable, why this is required. So since you will be running and you will be trying to execute your code from, if you want to be more flexible and you want to run it from anywhere and you want to execute your code from any drive, for that, this path variable is extremely important and I will show you how to set it. Then we'll download the Android Studio and we'll talk about system requirements of different operating systems. And this is the link that you guys will follow. Okay. Now, before we go into the downloading process and how to install both of these things, earlier downloads, in earlier downloads, what used to happen? We had this Java development toolkit separately. We need to download it separately, and we need to download this Java runtime environment separately. But with new versions of Java, currently we are in SE16, I suppose. I'll repeat. Currently we are in SE16. In that, this JDK is contains both these things. We don't have to download these things separately. In earlier downloads, we used to do that, but in newer versions, this JDK comprises of both these things. Okay, and in earlier downloads, when we talked about Android Studio, we need to download two things: Android Studio and Android SDK. Right now, in newer versions, Android Studio comprises of both these things. Now that thing is gone. Okay, so now let's get first started with how to install JDK and how to download it and how to set the environment variables, and then we will see how to download Android Studio. So for installation of JDK, just type in JDK in any browser. Right now I'm using Google Chrome. The first link that you will get, just click on it. It will redirect you to this page, which is, as you can see, the latest release is Java SE 16, which is nothing but the standard edition. And just click on this link that says JDK download. Okay, just click on this link and just scroll down. And currently I'm using a 64-bit operating system, so I will look for the executable file over here and I will click on it and I will say okay, I'll accept this thing and I will start downloading it. So once it is downloaded, so in some cases it might ask for you to sign up, so just follow along, just enter your name, your ID, and your password, and some other things that it might ask, which is a simple, straightforward process. In some cases, it might ask for those things. You just go through that process, and it will be done. And then once you have created your account, just click on this link. And if you are using any other operating system like Mac, Linux, just click on these one of these executable files. Okay, so since I'm using a 64-bit operating system, I will click I have downloaded this version. Now once this is downloaded, just open it. I clicked on it and I will try to open it. It will ask me for these requirements. I will say yes, allow the changes. Now will take some time, so you have to be patient. So as you can see that we are using currently this standard edition, which is 16. Similarly, if you have another versions, let's suppose if JDK is already installed in your system, maybe 8 or any other thing, you can also use that. Okay, it's better to go for new version. So now what I did, if I go back, I just click on this next. So this is the installation process. This is a straightforward process. If you want to change this path, you can click on next, and then it will start downloading it. Okay, so let it download and I'll come back. Okay, please wait. Now once this is installed, you will get this message, right? And you just it says that this has been successfully installed. Just close it. Okay. Now go into your C drive and go look for program files. Click on it, open it up, then look for Java. You see here Java. As you can see that you might be thinking, okay, so why do we have these JDK 1.8 and 1.8 JRE? And as I said earlier, we used to download we used to download it separately. We had these two things separately, JDK and JRE. But as I downloaded right now, this 16.0 version, that is the standard edition, right? As you can see that I have only this JDK over here. So click on it. So this is the newer version. Now, why I'm doing this? Because I'm will be setting up the path variable. So what I did, I will just go back and I'll click on this bin folder, and now I'll copy this path. I'll copy this path, and now I will go and look for environment variables. So it says that edit environment variables of your account. So I click on it. So as you can see, there will be a path variable. I will say edit it, right? Edit it, and I'll say new, and I will paste that path here. Okay, done. That's it. I'll click on OK. This is it. Okay. Now to check, I will go into my command prompt if this version is installed, or you can directly go here wherever this Java is installed, and I will just write over here. I'll write CMD and it will open up the command prompt. And now what I will do, I will look for Java hyphen version to check if JDK is installed or not. Yes, it is. As you can see that it shows up me, it gives me the output as Java version 16.0, and it was downloaded today. Okay. If you don't want the other two statements that are there, that is the SE runtime environment, you can also go for Java C version. So you can write Java C hyphen version, and it will just give you the version that is Java C. That is the compiler. Java C is used for compiling. Okay. Uh, so it gives you 16.0.1. Okay. So this is how you install your JDK. Now let's look at the installation process of Android Studio. So the step one is this, but before moving on to the step one, there are some other steps. Now, first thing is that open up your Google Chrome. So the first thing is that you just type in Android Studio in your browser. You have this official website. Click on it. It will redirect you to this page, right? It has a simple, straightforward download option over here. You can see download Android Studio. Now, before downloading it, please scroll down and check the system requirements. If you can see that the system requirement over here, for Windows, you need to have a 64-bit operating system. RAM architecture should be this. There should be 8 GB RAM available, and the minimum screen resolution should be this. And similarly, since I'm using Windows, I will follow, I do have these system requirements. Similarly, you can check for Mac and Linux. Okay. So go through the system requirements and check if all the requirements are met or not. Now, the straightforward download option that was given to us at the top, just click on it, and it will ask you for the this have you read this terms and condition option. Just click on this and start the downloading process. Now it will take some time. Let's wait. So now this is downloaded. As I can see, I have placed it in the desktop folder, and this is the icon that you will get. Okay. So just double click on it, and then we'll follow the steps that are involved in it. Okay. So it is this application is what you say, it is, its size is more, so it might take some time while loading, while configuring, so you have to be very patient. Okay. So let's go along with the steps. Okay. So the first step is that it will ask you to make the changes. It will ask you for the permission to make the changes of your on your device. So just click on yes, and then the first step that will be there is this step that is written on that is shown on your screen. Okay. So this will be the first step in most of the cases, and then we have the next step from this. Okay. So it will ask for this welcome to Android Studio setup, and you just click on next. Then this is the next step. The next step involves the choosing the components, right? Which components do you want to choose? For us, this is right now we just getting started, right? So we'll click on Android Studio as well as on Android virtual device, which is nothing but your emulator. Okay, just click on next. Then it will ask for the location which you have just seen. As you can see, this is the since I have already an version installed on my system, so that is why step 1 and step 2 was not there. So as you can see that this is the step that you need to follow. The step 3 is that choosing the location. If you want to change the location, you can go ahead and change it, else keep it as it is. So then just click on next. It will ask for you to choose the menu folder where you want to store this. So you can, it is a default option that it gives you, the Android Studio. Don't change it and just click on install. Okay, so now since again this installation process might take time, so what I did, I have already installed it. This is the step 5 for you. It will install, it will take around 10 8 to 10 minutes. Okay, and once the installation process is done, this is the message that you will be getting: completing Android Studio setup. Okay, now it will ask you, do you want to close this setup, or do you want to finish it, or do you want to start the Android Studio? Just click on this checkbox that you can see over here. Just click on this checkbox, okay, and then finish it. Okay, so this process will be there and it will take some time, so I'm skipping this process of getting installed and all those things. So straight away I'm going to step 6, that click on it and click on this finish option. So once you have finished it, so for most of you who haven't downloaded it earlier, will get this configuration message and data sharing message. Okay, so it will ask for, do you want to import from your previous configuration? So you will say no, I don't want to import, and in most of your cases you won't be getting, if you don't want to import it, if you have already downloaded it. So if you want to import, you just click on configuration installation folder, click on this option. Else do you don't want to import it, just click on this option. Okay, click on okay. So this is the step number 1, and the step number 2 is this, that it will ask you, do you want to share your data usages? So just click on don't send for now. These are the 2 steps. Then once you're done, this is the screen that you will be getting. It will say that welcome Android Studio. This is the wizard that you will be getting. Just click on next. Okay. Then it will ask for you to choose the installation type. So you can go for standard, and it is recommended for most of the users, right? And you can also go for custom, wherein you will be choosing your components. So since we are not well versed with Android Studio for now, so we can choose the standard option for now. And I will also show you what are the components that you have chosen while going for this standard option. Okay, so then click on next. The installation type is done, and then click on next, and then you will select the theme. So for most of us, we might go for Dracula, and if you're going for light, then click on this. So whatever you want to choose, you can click on these radio buttons. I will be using the Dracula theme. So you can choose the theme and then click on next. Once you are done with this, then you will be verifying your setting. Now you might be thinking, I haven't chosen any setting, I didn't choose any setting, so what is this thing that I'm verifying? As you can see that in the earlier I used that standard option. So in that standard option, these are the components that are in it. Okay, so it will ask you, okay, you want to check it. So for now you don't have to check it, but if you're going for custom option, at that time you might check. Okay, because you don't want to unnecessary things on your app, in your system, or in your application, that will only increase the loading time and all those things, right? Throughput. So you don't want that. You just want a standard process. Since you choose the standard process, just click on this finish option. Okay, so once you are done, it will start downloading these components that we just saw. And if you want to check the details, just click on show details. Okay, so once this downloading process is there, again it will take around 5 to 8 minutes. So once this entire downloading components is finished, you will see that you will get this message that installation has been completed, and this is the page that you will be getting, Android version 4.0. And around 6 days, that is on 6th May. I don't know when you will be watching this video. At that time, around 6 days ago, the Android 4.2.0 version was released. Okay, so this is your installation process. In the earlier part, when we had that screen at the end which says welcome to Android Studio, there was a plus sign which says that start a new project. Just click on that option and it will show you this, right? This is the Android Studio overview, and it will say select the project template. Now you might be thinking, what are these templates? Okay, so now let me show you what are these templates. As you can see, this is the same thing that I was talking about. Select the project template. As you can see, there are different templates. One is project phone and tablet, Wear OS, TV, automotive, Android things, right? So we'll be for now we'll be choosing we'll be focusing on phone and tablet. As you can see, these are the activities. So this is the basic activity. This is the empty activity. As you can see, this Google Maps activity is already pre-written for us, and it is, you can see that it might be, you might have seen it, right, in Uber or in Zomato, right? Plus this WhatsApp navigation activity, you might have seen it, right? So these are all the different activities that you can choose. For now we will choose the empty activity, then click on next, and it will ask you for to configure your project. So now the first thing that it will ask you for your application name. So you can choose any name. For now we'll choose demo. And then the package, you can change this name even after once the project is configured. You can change both this name as well as the package name. Now it will ask you where you want to store this. You might say that, okay, we want to store at this location, and it might say that the name is demonstration, right? And the name of the project can change it to again to demonstration. Okay, it doesn't have to be the same. Okay, so this is done. Then it will ask you for the language. As you can remember, we downloaded GDK and we did all the things with Java, right? So you can choose between two options. You have Kotlin and Java. We'll be focusing on Java. We picked the language as Java. Then it will ask you for the minimum SDK, that is how many applications will be the application that you create will be run on how many phones, right? What is the percentage of that? As you can see that if I'm using this Android 4.0 Jelly Bean, it will be you will be able to run your application approximately to 99.8 devices, which is very good, right? So we'll keep as it is. As you can see that you have different options. If I choose this KitKat, it is 98.1. So a lollipop is there, it is 94.21, and we'll pick this which is 99.8. Okay, so then you click on finish and you have configured your project. Okay, so it will say loading project. Just give it some time and done. You are done loading your project. So let me just minimize these things so that you're not confused what are these things. So let's cut this. Okay, done. So this is the screen that you will be getting. Okay, so we talked about this sample project, that template that we selected empty this template. Then we configured our project. We talked about this and this, and then we clicked on finish. This is how you configure your project. Now let's talk about the IDE walkthrough. As you might have seen the screen that was earlier when we completed the earlier section, this is the screen that we got, right? So now let's talk about this. So as you can see that this is the screen that we got, right? So it has different things that are over here. Let me just go ahead and show you the UI, that is the user interface. What is this known? What is this known? What is this? The side panel, the bottom bar, what does it mean? So let me go ahead and show you what are those things. Okay, so there are 6 things that you should know about this IDE. So this is known as your toolbar. This section, as you can see, this I'm highlighting it. So this section is known as your toolbar. Okay. What is the next thing? What is this panel known as? This panel, as you can see, this from this to this, which includes this whole thing. Okay, this panel, try to not make mess. This is known as your navigation bar. Okay, this is your nav bar. Whatever you write, the coding windows, which I will show you in the ID, those coding windows are known as editor windows. Whenever you write the code, it can be either on the front end or either on the back end. Okay, then these panels that you see over here, from this side you see a panel, from this side you see Gradle device option, this panel, and this panel. Okay, not this, this is something else. Okay, this panel, these are known as the tool window bar. Okay, so this is your tool window bar. This is your tool window bar. Okay, now once you click it and open these up, those windows are known as tool windows. So for example, if you click this and there will be a screen over here, if you click this project there will be a screen over here, these are known as your tool windows. Okay, now what about this, the last section? It is known as your status bar. Okay, so these are the 6 different bars. So toolbar, navigation bar, editor window, tool window bar, tool windows, and status bar. So this is your navigation, this is your toolbar, right? And this is your navigation bar. These are your panels which you have seen. These are known as your tool window bars. Now when I click on when I click on this, when I click on this navigation, this build variants, so these are known as your tool windows. Okay, so these are your tool windows. This says daemon started successfully 23 minutes ago. So this is your status bar. Okay, what else was there? Editor window. So when I open this, I will tell you what are these files in the next section. So as you can see, when I open this thing, you see these are your editor windows. Okay, similarly you have the Java files as well, Java XML. So when I open this, this is your main activity file. So these are all your editor windows. Okay, so this is all about the ID walkthrough. Now let's talk about the project structure. As we have seen already, we have different modules in which we have Android application modules over here. This is selected right now. Similarly, we have library modules and Google App Engine modules. Right now, for this particular course, we'll be focusing on Android application modules. And in this module, we will be specifically dealing with or talking about these particular files, the manifest folder. And in this manifest folder we have the Android manifest XML file. In this we have our backend file in Java folder, as you can see over here, and this is our manifest folder. And then we have the resource folder. In this we have this layout, and in this layout we will be having our front end file, which is the main UI of our application. Okay, this is the resource folder, and then we have over here is the Gradle script. Now let me just go ahead and show you different things that are present in these folders. So as you can see, in this we have Android. We are in the Android section, and similarly we have other things over here. So we'll be selecting Android, and in this we have this app, and in this app we have these folders. We have manifests, we have Java, and we have resources. Okay, in this manifest folder we have android.xml file. Okay, which includes, if I click on it, it includes these things, right? It shows that what is the name of your package, or does your Android application support the languages which are from left to right. Okay, what is the icon, what is the label, what does it allow backup. Okay, so all those things are in this XML file. Okay, in this Java folder we have these different modules, and in this we have these different folders, and in these folders we have this main activity.java, and this is our backend. And what is this these things, that app.compact activity, this is nothing but making our application backwards compatible. Okay. And then we have these annotations override, that means we are overriding this method that is on create method. Okay. That is part of your Android course, okay, which we have already on our Great Learning Academy. Okay. So this is the activity file that will be there. That is our backend file, right? Plus, it includes JUnit and test codes as well. Then we have this resource folder, and in this resource folder, we have XML layouts, we have UI strings, we have bitmap images, right? You see, you have drawable. In this, you have your images, the round icon, as well as the foreground as well as the background image. Then you have the layout. This is very important for us. This is our activity main.xml, that is our front end file. Okay. Plus we have map and we have these values as well. So similarly, as I told you earlier, we have these UI strings and bitmap images in this resource folder. Now, let me just minimize all of these things. So these are the three folders inside the application. What about this Gradle script? What is this Gradle script? So basically, this Gradle script that is over here, it is used for compiling our programs. Okay, it helps us to customize uh, this build Gradle system, right? Which I told you earlier, which makes it flexible, right? It helps us to customize, configure, and extend our build process, okay, which is already there. Okay, it helps us to create multiple APKs for our application with different features using same project modules. Okay, we can use the same project modules and we can use these features, and we can reuse our code and resources. Okay, and this also helps us to compilation. Okay, and this is where when you compile your program, the status bar will show the Gradle script is running and building all those things. Okay, so this is all about the project structure. Now let's talk about the virtual device. In this, we'll first talk about how to create a virtual device. There is an option in the navigation bar, which is AVD manager, right? And therein it will be, for you, it will be showing no devices. In that, we have an option of AVD manager, wherein you will get this option when you click on it. And then you will go ahead and click over here, which says create a virtual device. Now let's go back to our Android Studio and follow the process of creating the virtual device. Now, this is the Android Studio, right? And in over here, we have the project panel. And in this, the most important files are in Java folder. We have the main activity, which is our backend file. And in RES folder, in layout folder, we have activity.main activity.xml file. Now, this is our front end file. Now, for most of you in this navigation bar, it will be showing no devices, right? Now, what you will do, you will click on this drop down and go on to and open Android Virtual Device Manager, which is AVD Manager. Click on it. And this is the slide that I was talking about earlier. Here, you might be seeing no devices in your system, that there won't be these many devices. But for me, since I have been working on Android Studio, so that is why I used an earlier, maybe in session or two, I used these devices. For now, let's go ahead and create a virtual device over here. For now, we'll be focusing on phone. Similarly, you can do the same for TV, Wear OS, tablet, and automotive. For now, we'll deal with phone. So select one virtual device. So Pixel 3a XL 6.0 as the size, and this is the resolution, and this is the density. You should always go for the one which is available in Play Store as well. So let's go for this Nexus 5X. Okay, click on next, and now it will give you an option for you. You have to download for most of you. It is recommended that you should go for Nougat, but also you can download these as well, RQ, Pi, and Oreo. So click on this and download, and the downloading process will start, and you have to wait around 5 to 8 minutes to for its completion. Now, since I have already one installed, I have these components installed already, so I'll cancel it for now, and I will go for Nougat, and I will get, unless and until you don't download, you don't have this. You will be having this next button grayed out. That means it will be inactive. For me, it's active, and I'll click on next. Then I can name my AVD, that is my virtual device, any name. I can name it, let's suppose demo device, right? I can name it as demo device. And then this is the Nexus 5X, and this is the Nougat Android 7.0, right? And the startup orientation, it means when you will run your application, do you want it to be in portrait mode or in landscape mode? For me, I want it to be in portrait mode. So I have selected it, and I will go ahead and finish this. So it will take some time. Let's go back to our slides and try to see what are the other things. Now we talked about these, how to create a virtual device. We selected this option of create a virtual device. Then our component was installed. In your case, it will be installed, and you can see that it is around what 1500 MB, right? Now, then the step two was verifying your configuration, if everything is okay or not, and then we finished. Okay, now let's go back to our Android Studio. So as you can see that we have this demo device over here, which we just created. And now we are done with this device. We have created our device, that is the virtual device, successfully. Now let's go back to our code. And as you can see that we have here we have demo devices, right? Similarly, you can run your application or try it out on multiple devices. You just have to select any of them, right? Any two of them or three of them, right? So since I have these many devices, I can select all of them, right? So now, since we have this already default application that is of hello world, that is already there when we run our Android Studio, let's try to run this. Okay, this is the code view, and similarly we have the design view as well. This is the our application will have nothing but this text view which says hello world. As you can see, I have zoomed it. Okay, now if you go into the split option, so both of them will be there. As you can see, this is the text view, this is the height, this is the width, and this is the text that is written. Similarly, we can change it to hello world, or what you can say that demo. As you can see that it is a real time thing, right? So as we talked about features as well, so we can write demo application, right? Now you see the real time changes, whatever we did, where we can see it in the real time, right? So these are all the constraints that are applied on it. So let's go for code view for now, and let's try to run this. Now while running this will take a lot of time. Okay, so approximately 2 to 3 minutes, right? So it will also, you can see in the status bar it says Gradle build is running. So it, unless and until this status bar is not 100% over here, as you can see progress bar is 100%, we won't be able to see our virtual device. As you can see that this is the emulator or the virtual device that we just have. As we can see that it is waiting, and we were waiting for it to run, and finally we have this Gradle innovation finished, right? And we have our virtual device over here. In this device, still we it will take some time to run our application, which was of demo application, in which we had demo application. So in the meanwhile, what we will do, we'll talk about some of the options that we have on the right hand side. So we have the off button, we have the volume up and down button, we have this rotate left, we have rotate right, we have screenshot, we can take a screenshot, we can zoom, we can go back, we can go to the home menu, and we can check the overview. Okay, similarly we can minimize it and we can close it. Okay, so now it's still waiting for all target devices to come online. So as you can see in the status bar, it is showing this. So let's wait. As you can see now, our virtual device is up and running, and you can see the time over here. You can see the Gmail. You can access, like you access your phone, you can access all the things in this device as well. Okay. Mm, Now you have this demonstration which we have created earlier when we named our project. We change the text view, and inside that we change the text from hello world to demo application. You can see that over here we have this demo application. We can zoom it a little bit as well. It will take some time. Mm, yes, okay. So you have over here, it will take some, yeah, I can zoom it now. As you can see, that over here you have this demo application. Okay, so let's close this for now. Saving the state, saves the state, and let's minimize this and let's close this. So this is how you create your virtual device. I want you to introduce you to Great Learning Academy, a free initiative by Great Learning. You can access over 200 plus courses with 1000 plus hours of free content on trending high demand domains absolutely free. Register now to complete the course and get your free certificate of completion. Check out the link in the description of the video below. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I want to request you to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any new updates on video releases from Great Learning. If you enjoyed this video, show us some love and like this video. Knowledge increases by sharing, so make sure you share this video with your friends and colleagues. Make sure to comment on this video any queries or suggestions, and I will respond to your comments. Now let's try to summarize what we learned in this tutorial. In this tutorial, we first talked about the overview of Android Studio. In this, we talked about the features of Android Studio and why we should use this. Then we went on and understood the installation process of JDK and how to set up our environment variables. And also we did the same for Android Studio and also talked about the steps involved in it. Then we went on and talked about IDE walkthrough and the user interfaces. We talked about different windows that are there, the starting from editor window, navigation bar, status bar, all of those, right? And then we talked about project structure and important folders in it, like we talked about RES folder, we talked about Java folder, and we talked about manifest folder. Then we went on and created a virtual device in which we ran our first default application, which was Hello World. Thank you so much.